scared of you. You don't even know if that's his baby.
You either do not.
Get a DNA test, because that don't even make sense. That don't even add up.
That's yours.
Alright, don't touch her.
Carlissa.
I'm telling you right now, don't touch her.
I was fixing
I'm telling you right now, you don't want these problems today.
Come on, right?
Chill out, man. I was fixing
Right.
Don't touch her. I'm the only one with the footage of her and Jaidyn about the fight. I'm the only one with the footage of her attacking the security guard. I'm the only one with the footage of my son really just trying to be the peacemaker in the whole situation. Security guard, press charges. Press charges on her for scratching you and biting you under the camera at the place. That was the evilest I've ever seen anybody do on somebody's first.
You'd think after everything that's already gone down in Blueface world, it couldn't get any messier. But according to new reports and viral clips, things just hit a whole new level of chaos. Allegedly, what started as a tense family meetup turned into a borderline showdown when Chrisean Rock and Blueface mom, Carissa, wound up in the same space. And the energy was anything but peaceful. People online are claiming Carissa called Chrisean out over her parenting, even hinting that the baby might not be Blueface. And that's when, according to witnesses, emotions exploded. Some say Chrisean tried to move toward Carissa. Others claim security had to jump in. And a few are even whispering that Blueface's other baby mama, Jaidyn, stepped in so hard that everything almost turned into a full-on brawl. Now, clips, lives, and their stories are flooding social media, each one painting a slightly different picture of what really happened. Did Chrisean actually try to rush Blueface mom? Did Jaidyn really have to get between them? Or is this all just messy internet exaggeration spiraling out of control? Tonight, we're breaking down the claims, the reactions, and the alleged fight that has fans convinced this family might be past the point of no return. From the moment the story started spreading online, people felt something was already off in the air. The energy around Blueface Circle had been shaky for weeks, but according to those who were close enough to witness the tension building, this time things felt heavier than usual. Whispers began with quiet voice notes, then moved into short clips, then leaked lives, and suddenly everyone was talking about the same thing. That uncomfortable meetup where Chrisean Rock, Carissa, and Jaidyn somehow ended up in the same place without planning it. It was the kind of setting where anyone could sense trouble before a single word was spoken. When the news...
Hi, Sonny. Yeah. Only I can call him Sonny. Come on, JJ. Hey, brother. Hey. Young love.
first popped up on fans' feeds, most people didn't believe it. After all, every day brought a news story about someone in that family circle saying something online. But this felt different because the tone of the witnesses was different. People weren't laughing this time. They were describing a moment filled with tight voices, heavy breathing, and the kind of eye contact that usually ends with someone stepping forward when they know they shouldn't. And the wild part? No one could figure out why all three women were
impossible to miss.
I just want y'all to know that people is playing on the internet. They're playing games. They're playing games right now. All I asked was for her not to touch me. I had nothing against her bringing her child, whatever. She stalked us. She pulled up in a black truck. Nobody asked for her to come, but I get it. That's my son's possible child. She brought the child. That's what he's supposed to do. Asked Chrisean 2 or 3 days ago if she wanted me to take the baby up to the jail with the other kids, and she called me all kind of, and I'm gonna post it so y'all know that this is her playing her shenanigans. She called me all kind of, told me I'd never see her son, stayed away from her, all of that. She's playing internet.
Suddenly in the same environment on a day that was supposed to be calm. Those who were there said the room shifted the second Chrisean walked in. Whatever conversation Carissa had been having stopped in the middle of a sentence. Jaidyn looked up but didn't speak. The kids nearby froze like they could sense the grown-ups weren't at peace. Even Blueface cousins who were standing off to the side realized something was about to break open, though they didn't know what. Chrisean had the baby with her, and while she wasn't loud or dramatic at first, her entrance alone made people brace themselves. Interview 241, 251. Then the tension grew sharper. Online clips claim that Carissa was already irritated before Chrisean even showed up. She was talking to someone about the last time she tried to help set up something for the kids. She felt Chrisean had treated her unfairly in the past, switching between wanting distance and wanting closeness in ways that confused everyone around. So when she looked up and saw
Jaidyn's daughter, Journey,
where she is literally cussing me out, threatening me and everything, when all I asked her was, do you want me to bring the baby up there? No, I don't want you touching my hair today and trying to be extra friendly so you could get Journey on camera so Jaidyn can come up there and destroy the grandkids' whole moment with their dad after 2 years. You would do that? All right, move. Don't play with her. I'm telling you right now, don't touch her.
I was fixing
I'm telling you right now, you don't want these problems today.
Come on, right?
I was fixing
Right.
Don't touch her.
Right.
Yep, so y'all.
Right.
You can't touch her.
Right.
You can't touch him.
Right.
You did not touch him.
Chrisean recording with her phone already in hand. Witnesses said her expression changed instantly. It wasn't loud anger, just a cold tightening around her eyes, like someone who decided she wasn't going to let anything slide anymore. One person who claimed to see everything from a few steps away said Carissa didn't even raise her voice. She spoke in that calm but deadly tone older women use when they are about to make a point they've been holding onto for too long. She told,
yeah, just PSA, I didn't approve for no crack to be around my kids, so I hope everyone's in the same place when I
trying to turn everything into a storyline for people watching screens. And the moment those words slipped out, the air changed again because people knew Chrisean was not the type to ignore sharp comments thrown her way. But according to the claims circulating, the real spark came when Carissa said something.
DNA, because somebody handed it to me. I don't know who handed it to me yesterday, but somebody handed me some DNA. I ain't gonna say who handed it to me, but somebody did. And I don't do it, but somebody did. Okay? And I'm gonna find out. And I think even if it ain't yours and you find that you have a heart and you need to help him, that's on you. But I wouldn't be trying to go to jail for nobody that ain't mine. I wouldn't be risking my life for nobody that ain't mine. But if you find out that that's your baby, you do what you do, and I'm here to support you. Okay? I ain't gonna
Thing she had been hinting at online for days. She made a remark about not even knowing if the baby belonged to her son. It wasn't shouted. It wasn't exaggerated. It was dropped into the space like a stone, and everyone around felt the impact immediately. Fans online say that line is what truly flipped the switch. Chrisean froze for a moment. Her mouth parted like she was about to speak, but no word came out at first. She held the baby a little tighter, and the room felt smaller. Interview 321-410. A witness said that Blueface aunt tried to step between them, putting a hand up gently and saying something about not having this kind of moment today. Not in front of the kids, not when everyone was already stressed. But neither Carissa nor Chrisean seemed to hear her. Chrisean finally broke the silence and asked Carissa why she kept trying to embarrass her publicly.
I've been in there for fucking time where it was needed, only. Y'all online thinking I'm just a fucking babysitter. My job ain't no fucking babysitter, goddammit.
But that's what everybody looked at you at on the internet.
Shit, whatever.
Why she couldn't just treat the baby with the same softness she showed towards the other grandchildren. Her voice cracked just a little, not out of fear but out of frustration. Carissa didn't back down. She told her that she had seen people do things that concerned her, that she only cared about protecting her family, and that she didn't want anyone near her grandchildren if she felt uncomfortable with their behavior. As soon as she said that, according to what fans are repeating, Chrisean stepped forward, not aggressively at first, just emotionally, like someone who wanted to defend herself even if her hands were full. Then came the part where versions of the story start getting messy. Some people say Chrisean raised her hand slightly, maybe to gesture, maybe to push her hair back, maybe to readjust the baby. Others swear she moved in a way that looked like she might confront Carissa.
Her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl. I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt. But you know what I said? You know what? That's okay. That's okay. If he can laugh and he can cry and he can smile, he can still be a joy in this world. And that's who I am, and I'll make anybody feel good. But that's okay. That was my first time seeing them. I never seen them whoop before. I never seen what they saw. I literally thought this whole time that maybe people's fans was doing something to the pictures or, you know, making it not. I didn't believe it the whole time. I just was like, nah, you know, John said there was a couple things.
Carissa physically. The claims vary, but every version agrees on one thing. Security reacted instantly. They moved between the two faster than anyone expected, and that's when voices rose. Chrisean's frustration got louder. Carissa's tone sharpened, and all of a sudden, the peaceful moment the family thought they were creating for Blueface homecoming was gone. And this is where the situation supposedly shifted from controlled tension to near chaos. People around the room started whispering, not knowing who to support or whether to intervene. Someone in the back began recording, then put their phone down, unsure if they wanted to get involved in something that looked like it could go viral in the worst way. Jaidyn, who had been trying to stay focused on her own kids, stood up once she noticed the security guard stepping back and forth between both women. Her face was tight, like she was preparing for something she didn't want to see happen. Then the shouting started, not full screaming, but quick back and forth lines that everyone caught bits and pieces of. Chrisean said something about not letting anyone disrespect her as a mother. Carissa snapped back, saying she had every right to speak her mind if she felt her family was involved. The baby started to fuss, sensing the shift, and that made some people step closer with worried expressions. Interview 508-546. Multiple witnesses claimed that Chrisean tried to get around the guard, not to attack anyone, but to make sure she was heard. She didn't like the way she was being spoken to, especially in front of the baby. But as she tried to move, the guard shifted too, and the sudden motion created confusion. The room got louder. People reacted. Someone shouted for everyone to calm down. And in the middle of all of this, Jaidyn finally stepped forward, and the entire atmosphere changed again, like the temperature in the room dropped all at once. The moment she moved, the energy shifted so hard that everyone went silent for a second, unsure what was about to unfold. The way the room paused when Jaidyn stepped forward almost didn't make sense. She didn't raise her voice, didn't push anyone, didn't even rush. She just moved with a calmness that felt heavier than anything being shouted a moment earlier. People who were standing near the wall straightened up like they were preparing for something serious. Even the security guard shifted slightly, as if unsure whether to give her space or block her path. Jaidyn looked at Chrisean first, not with anger but with a tired sort of warning in her eyes, the kind that comes from someone who has already lived through too many arguments and didn't want another one added to the list. She asked Chrisean to step back a little to give the baby space, her tone steady but firm. She wasn't accusing, just trying to prevent the situation from turning into something worse. But the problem was that Chrisean felt cornered, and people who feel cornered don't like being told what to do, especially in front of an audience. According to the moments online, Chrisean responded with a quick line about not needing anyone to tell her how to hold her own child. Witnesses say her voice cracked again, not out of fear but from sheer frustration and exhaustion. She'd been recording earlier, defending herself online for weeks, dealing with comment from strangers, dealing with the back and forth with Blueface family, and now she felt like she was being ganged up on in real time. Her breathing was heavy, her jaw clenched, and the guard shifted again, keeping a small but noticeable distance between her and Carissa. But right then, Carissa added another spark to the fire. She muttered something under her breath, loud enough that the people near her heard it, but quiet enough that others only caught pieces. The words that drifted across the room were about not knowing who the baby belonged to, a line she had used before online but somehow sounded sharper and more personal when spoken face to face. It was the one sentence that had already been fueling online rumors for days, and now it had been thrown directly into the middle of the conflict again. That single remark froze Chrisean in place. The guard lifted his hand slightly, ready to react if needed. Someone near the back whispered for everyone to chill because the tension was reaching a point where it felt like one wrong movement would flip everything upside down. And in the middle of that silence, Jaidyn took one more step forward. Interview 614-620. She didn't shout. She didn't insult anyone. She simply told Carissa that now was not the time to bring up something that sensitive. Her voice had a calm strength behind it, the type that made people listen even if they didn't want to. She said the kids were present, emotions were too high, and nobody needed to throw personal shots. She spoke like someone trying to hold a crumbling situation together with nothing but her own voice. But the moment she said that, Chrisean's attention snapped toward her. Online claims say Chrisean felt like Jaidyn was teaming up against her, even though Jaidyn wasn't choosing sides. The air thickened again. The baby started fussing louder, picking up on every ounce of stress. The guard gently motioned for someone to take the child so Chrisean could calm down, but she tightened her grip instead, shaking her head. Then the scene took an unexpected turn when someone nearby tried to lighten the mood by saying it wasn't that deep, that everyone just needed to breathe and step back. But instead of calming the room, it irritated both women even more. Being told to relax in the middle of a heated emotional moment only made things sharper. The story going around suggests that Chrisean took one step forward, not aggressively but urgently, as if she needed to defend herself from the weight of everything being thrown her way. The guard moved instantly, blocking the space between her and Carissa. And then, without warning, Carissa raised her voice for the first time. She told the guard not to let her near her again. The words echoed louder than she probably intended, bouncing off the tension everyone already felt. And that was it. The room snapped. Voices rose. Accusations shot through the air. Jaidyn reached out like she was trying to get someone to step back before something serious happened. But the timing was so chaotic that nobody could tell who moved first or what exactly triggered the sudden shift. Interview 636, 714. One witness swears that Chrisean tried to free herself from the guard's hold because she didn't want people thinking she was scared or backing down. Others insist she slipped forward when the guard stepped the wrong way, making it look like she lunged. And while the versions differ, everyone agrees on one detail. The room exploded with noise. Shouting, frantic footsteps, people gasping, chairs scraping the floor, someone yelling that the kids needed to be taken out immediately. In the middle of that chaos, Jaidyn reacted without hesitation. She moved closer, positioning herself between the guard and anyone else who stepped forward. No one knows if she was trying to protect her family, calm the room, or simply stop anyone from getting hurt. But her presence changed the energy instantly. Some people tried pulling her back. Others whispered her name in warning. But she stood her ground, her expression locked into a mix of frustration and determination. Reports online claim that Chrisean stumbled slightly when the guard shifted suddenly. Maybe someone bumped her. Maybe her balance was off because of the adrenaline, or maybe it was just the overwhelming pressure of the moment. But that stumble became the centerpiece of countless online rumors. People said she fell. Some said she was pushed. Others claimed Jaidyn somehow stepped in so sharply that it caused the slip. But those who were actually there say it happened so fast that no one could tell what the real cause was. Even with all the shouting, the whispers continued in the background. Someone said Carissa was telling the guard to press charges. Someone else swore they heard someone say they had footage of what really happened. Others claimed Blueface cousin grabbed a phone out of someone's hand to stop them from recording. Every few seconds, a new line, a new claim, a new piece of chaos burst into the air. Interview 809, 832. And right in the center of it all stood Jaidyn, watching the situation unravel with a kind of disbelief. She had dealt with drama before, but this felt like a different level of personal. The kids were frightened. Her family was being pulled apart right in front of her eyes, and now rumors were swirling faster than anyone could control. She kept telling the guard to move everyone back, to give space, to calm the room before the situation spiraled into something even worse. But nothing slowed down. Emotions kept boiling. People kept shouting. And just when it looked like things might settle, another sharp comment from the back reignited everything again. Claims say someone muttered that this was exactly why the family fell apart, exactly why nothing could stay peaceful, exactly why the same cycle kept repeating. And the second those words landed in the air, the room reached a breaking point all over again. The breaking point didn't arrive with a scream or punch like people online imagined. It arrived in a small, sharp moment of silence that hit the room like a sudden gust of cold air. 1 second, everyone was shouting over each other, trying to pull someone back or calm someone down. And the next, the noise dipped just enough for the tension to feel even heavier than before. That silence didn't last long, but it was enough to make everyone freeze for a heartbeat, unsure of what would happen next. Chrisean was breathing hard, clutching the baby close, her eyes darting between the guard, Carissa, and anyone else who looked like they were about to step forward. It was clear she felt misunderstood, cornered, and attacked from all sides. Her voice had softened, but the tremble in her hands said everything. She wasn't just angry. She was overwhelmed in a way that made people who were standing close suddenly feel nervous. The guard kept one hand raised slightly, ready to block, but he seemed just as unsure as everyone else about what the next move should be. Carissa, on the other side, had gone quiet too. Not because she regretted anything, but because she looked like she had finally said all the things she'd been holding in for months. The set of her jaw, the stiffness in her shoulders, the way she glanced at the kids being moved out of the room told the whole story. She felt justified. She felt protective. And whatever softness she normally had around her grandchildren wasn't showing at all in that moment. She stood like someone who believed she was fighting for her family, even if the whole scene had turned into something far beyond her control. Interview 919-1011. Jaidyn was the only one whose expression showed a mix of fear, shock, and heartbreak all at once. She kept telling people near her to breathe, to calm down, to stop escalating things with little side comments. But by now the whispers had turned into a different kind of buzz, quieter, sharper, full of judgment and confusion. Everyone kept glancing between the three women like they were waiting for one of them to finally snap. Witnesses online say someone from the back finally tried to approach Chrisean, offering to hold the baby so the room could calm down. But Chrisean shook her head so quickly that even the guard stepped back a little. The idea of handing her child over to anyone in that moment felt impossible to her. She had already heard too many rumors, too many comments, too many people questioning her parenting. She wasn't about to let someone else take her child out of her arms in front of all these faces staring at her like she was the reason everything had fallen apart. She said something then, something quiet, broken, and full of exhaustion. She asked why everyone treated her like a threat when she had walked in peacefully. She said she didn't understand how things kept getting twisted, how every time she tried to show up for something that involved Blueface or the kids, someone made her feel unwelcome. Her voice cracked, and for a split second, people in the room felt a sting of sympathy because beneath all the chaos, there was someone who clearly didn't want to be painted as the villain. But before anyone could respond, one of the older relatives stepped forward. They had been silent through the entire ordeal, watching everything with a calm expression that somehow made things feel even more intense. This person gently asked everyone to step back and reminded them that too many eyes were watching, too many people were recording, and that whatever was happening needed to stop before it turned into something unbearable. But as soon as they said that, Carissa reacted. She told them she wasn't going to pretend everything was fine when she felt disrespected, attacked, and pushed beyond her limits. She said she had every right to defend herself and that she wouldn't let anyone silence her when the well-being of her family was on the line. Her voice had a trembling seriousness to it, something that made the people closest to her shift uncomfortably. At that moment, someone near the door whispered that the kids were already crying in the hallway. The room went quiet again, and the weight of that detail landed on everyone. It didn't make anyone apologize, but it made their expressions soften slightly, like reality had finally pushed its way into the chaos. But then came the twist nobody saw coming. Someone's phone buzzed loudly. A short video notification popped up on the screen, and because so many people were close together, several noticed it at the same time. It was a clip already being posted online, a blurry few seconds of the earlier shouting, the guard moving between bodies, and the moment Chrisean stumbled. It had already been captioned with dramatic wording, and the comments were filling with people choosing sides even though they didn't know the full story. That was when panic hit the room. People started checking their own phones, realizing the situation was no longer private. Someone muttered that they told everyone not to record. Someone else panicked that the clip might get picked up by blogs. Another person whispered that the angle made it look like things were way worse than they were. And the second the family realized how fast the moment was spreading, The anxiety doubled. Jaidyn's face tightened with stress. She asked who posted it. Nobody answered. The guard tried to identify the angle to figure out where the phone had been. Some people started defending themselves, saying they didn't record anything. Others said someone outside the room must have caught a glimpse through the doorway. The entire place felt like it was suffocating with confusion. Chrisean's expression shifted again. She looked somewhere between angry and betrayed. She asked why every small moment in her life turned into a public spectacle. Why she couldn't walk into a room without being filmed. Why every interaction with Blueface family ended up becoming content for strangers who didn't know the truth. Her voice wasn't loud, but the pain in it cut through everyone. Carissa didn't speak at first. She watched Chrisean with a guarded look, not quite soft, not quite proud, but something in between. The rumors say she eventually said she didn't care who recorded it because she wanted people to know what she had been dealing with. She said she was tired of being painted as the villain online, tired of people assuming she hated the baby, tired of being dragged into storylines she never asked to be part of. She didn't say it cruelly, just honestly, but honesty in moments like that always feels harsh. That comment made Chrisean step forward again. The guard reacted instantly. Everyone held their breath. But instead of pushing anyone or shouting, Chrisean placed one hand on her chest, head lowered, like she was trying to keep herself grounded. Tears slipped, quiet and shaky, and the entire room froze. No one expected her to cry. That moment of vulnerability softened the atmosphere for a heartbeat. Even Jaidyn's expression changed. She moved closer, not to confront but to steady the situation. She spoke to the guard softly, asking him to guide everyone toward the other side of the room to create space. And just when it looked like things might finally calm down, another wave of tension rolled in from the hallway. Someone shouting that they're outside now. People rushed to the doorway, confused and panicked, trying to see what was happening next. The drama inside the room had somehow spilled into the hallway, and nobody seemed ready for what was unfolding out there. The hallway noise hit the room like another shockwave. People who were already shaken turned toward the doorway with widened eyes, unsure whether to move toward the sound or stay put. The guard looked torn between keeping the peace inside and stopping whatever was happening outside, but the shouting grew louder within seconds, leaving him no choice. He stepped toward the hallway with quick, controlled steps, motioning for everyone to stay where they were. Of course, no one listened. Chrisean, still emotional and clutching the baby, stayed behind. She didn't follow the crowd, but her eyes kept darting toward the doorway every few seconds. Her breathing was unsteady, like she was trying to predict what new storm was about to hit. Carissa stood completely still, arms crossed tightly over her chest, her stare locked on the door as if waiting for someone to enter and confirm her worst fears. Even Jaidyn's energy shifted. She didn't rush forward, but she moved slightly closer to the doorway, ready to react if things got worse. Voices in the hallway kept rising. People were arguing about the clip that had started spreading. Someone was yelling that it didn't show the full story. Someone else insisted it made the whole group look reckless. And another person complained that the kids had been frightened for nothing. The commotion grew so loud that even the kids crying in the background couldn't drown it out anymore. Then a relative walked in and delivered a sentence that sent the room into full panic. Security said people are gathering outside. That one line changed the energy instantly. The idea that outsiders, possibly even random viewers who recognized the group, were forming a small crowd outside the venue made everything feel even more unstable. No one wanted the situation to escalate into something public, especially not when the family was already drowning in online drama. The thought of more eyes, more cameras, and more rumors sent a visible shiver through the room. Someone whispered that the clip had already hit a few blogs. Someone else said comments were flooding in with people choosing sides based on those blurry seconds. The fear of losing control of the narrative settled into the space like smoke. The entire group suddenly understood that this wasn't just a family argument anymore. It was turning into a story the internet would twist, exaggerate, and recycle for days. While everyone else tried to figure out the next move, Chrisean finally spoke again. Her voice was low and tired, the kind of tone someone uses after pouring out all their frustration. She said she didn't want the baby exposed to any more of this. She didn't want people outside staring, filming, or judging. She didn't want another headline about her losing control. She just wanted space, a quiet moment, and a chance to breathe without being surrounded by accusations. Her words weren't directed at anyone specifically, yet they somehow hit everyone in the room. Even those who had hardened their expressions softened slightly, realizing the emotional toll the situation had placed on her. But before anyone could respond, Carissa stepped forward for the first time since the hallway shouting began. She approached slowly, her face tense but serious. People held their breath, unsure whether she was about to reignite the argument or try to end it. Chrisean's grip tightened around the baby, and Jaidyn inched closer, ready to interfere if needed. But Carissa didn't raise her voice. She didn't insult anyone. Instead, she said something no one expected to hear that day. She admitted she didn't want anything bad to happen to the baby. She admitted she was overwhelmed. She admitted she didn't trust everything she saw online and felt like she had to defend her family before anyone got hurt. Her tone wasn't gentle, but it wasn't angry either. It was rough honesty from someone who had been holding walls up for months. The room paused again, not in fear this time, but in confusion. The guard returned to the doorway, giving a short update that things were calming outside, but his voice sounded miles away compared to the sudden shift happening between the three women inside. Chrisean looked at Carissa with a mixture of disbelief and exhaustion. For the first time during the entire ordeal, she didn't respond immediately. She just stood there breathing, shoulders rising and falling, processing everything that had been said. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was a pause, a break from the intensity. And then, unexpectedly, the conversation shifted again. Someone from the hallway stepped inside holding a phone. They looked pale, stressed, and breathless. They announced that new rumors were already swirling online. Some claiming Chrisean tried to hit someone, some saying Jaidyn knocked her down, others insisting Carissa was the one who started everything. The misinformation was spreading so fast that even the people who had been present were starting to second-guess what they saw. The weight of that announcement crushed whatever calm had been forming. Frustration returned. Chrisean muttered something under her breath, angry at the endless cycle of being portrayed as reckless. Carissa sighed sharply, shaking her head like she had expected nothing less. Jaidyn rubbed her forehead with both hands, visibly drained, whispering that she was tired of being dragged into drama she never asked for. The guard advised everyone to prepare to leave through a side exit to avoid the people gathering outside. The atmosphere regained a sense of urgency. People quickly gathered bags, jackets, and baby items, trying to move quietly so the situation wouldn't worsen. The argument wasn't resolved, the tension hadn't disappeared, and the emotions were still raw, but survival mode had kicked in. As the group started moving toward the side hallway, there was a brief moment when all three women ended up walking near each other. They didn't speak, they didn't look at each other, but the silence between them carried more weight than any of the shouting earlier. It was a silence of three women who had all reached their breaking point for different reasons, caught in a cycle that none of them seemed to know how to escape. Once they reached the side exit, security held the door open and told them to move quickly but stay calm. The cool air outside hit their faces, giving them a momentary breath of relief. There were a few people outside, some pretending not to look, others openly staring, and one or two trying to hold their phones discreetly. The guard and a couple of relatives formed a protective wall around the group, ushering them toward the cars parked behind the building. Even in that chaotic moment, the kids' voices in the background anchored everyone back to reality. The smaller ones were still shaken, clinging to whichever adult they trusted most. One child looked up at Jaidyn with wide eyes, and she bent down to whisper something reassuring before guiding them toward the car. Another relative held the hand of a toddler who kept glancing between the adults, sensing something was wrong even without understanding the details. Just as the last car door closed and the engine started, someone whispered the words that seemed to echo through every vehicle. "This can't keep happening." The group pulled away quietly. No closure, no agreement, no peace. Just the heavy understanding that whatever happened inside that room had left scars none of them were prepared to deal with, and a story online that was already spiraling into something none of them could control. And that's where things stand for now. No one knows who recorded what. No one knows which version of the story will take over the internet next. And no one knows whether this chaotic moment will push the family further apart or force them to finally sit down and talk. What we do know is that every person involved walked away shaken, overwhelmed, and carrying a different piece of the truth. Some are blaming the pressure, some are blaming the emotions, and others are saying this was bound to happen sooner or later with everything bubbling under the surface. But the real question now is what happens next? Will the full story ever come out? Or will it just get buried under more clips, more comments, and more rumors? Will there be another confrontation? Or will everyone step back to protect the kids and themselves from another explosion? Right now, fans are divided, relatives are confused, and the online world is already creating its own theories faster than anyone can keep up. You've heard the claims, you've seen the reactions, and you've felt the tension that unfolded between everyone involved. Now it's your turn to weigh in because this situation is far from over, and the next chapter might already be forming behind the scenes. If you've made it this far, make sure you hit that like button so more people can see what really went down. Drop a comment and tell us whose side you think the internet is leaning toward and what you believe actually triggered the chaos. And if you don't want to miss the next update, tap subscribe and turn on notifications because things in this story are moving fast, and you'll want to be here the moment the next piece of drama breaks.